Hi everybody, welcome back to the Dungeon Boss walkthrough series. This is Saizos Throne, which is chapter 11. We're going to be running normal mode. If you take a look at the heroes that we're dealing with, this dungeon has a lot of fast heroes. Anytime we're dealing with fast heroes, you either have to have a fast hero yourself so that you can plan out your attacks, or you have to have a team that's going to be able to soak the damage. So, like most of the boss mode runs in normal, I'm actually going to start out with the Undead team. So, normally when you run this, I would normally take two energy potions and one revive. But because there are multiple fast heroes, not really sure how much damage they're going to dish out, I bring the extra revive potion just in case. So if you have a little bit weaker team, you have to be prepared for the fact that they might do some heavy damage to you if you get a bad grouping. So, a couple of different types of enemies to deal with. Really, the knights are not that big of a deal. It's the multiple hits from any of the fast heroes that are going to be problematic in most cases here. Um, the Abigails have perfect swings, so they're not going to miss, but not really much to worry about there. If Brahm and Zom get their attacks, it's they're pretty much going to die. The Knights have extra attack towards Dark, so it would probably benefit you to use Hansuke's um, vigilance just to protect those guys a little bit. For the most part, though, Yorick's defensive buff should help those guys out quite a bit. Um, there's no slow enemies, so those guys are all going to get their hits in before Brahm and Zom go. So you need to assume that Yorick's going to do his healing, or else Zom, he's going to get some health back from his vampiric runes, and Brahm's going to get health back from his killing blows. So this is one of the worst rooms that you could ask for here when you get four heroes and they all decided they were going to pick on Zom, which doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen every now and then. So there wasn't really anything I can do about it with this team because I didn't have any fast heroes. If you're looking for a different team to run, obviously Masuda Kira is going to be a good one to run against this team because you can counter those fast heroes with your own, and he can do his AOE on those and usually kill them if your Kira is strong enough. I decided not to revive Zom right away just because I wanted to play this out and see how things actually fared. And honestly, if he was going to get killed again, I didn't want him just dying right away again. In this case here, there's now a 66% chance that they're either going to attack Yorick or Hansuke, which those guys are going to soak all of that damage. Whereas before that, there was a 50-50 chance that they were going to attack either those two or Brahm and Zom. So playing the numbers game here just to kind of roll with it. Obviously, if you don't have a well-runed team, you probably want to bring him back right away anyways, just so you can keep on keeping on. Because of the fast heroes, there's you obviously can't run any team that you want to. When a dungeon has just normal or slow heroes, you really can choose almost any team that you actually want to, as long as it's powerful enough, because you'll get to do your turns before they do. So without a fast hero on your team, those assassins can really do some serious damage to you. So in this case here, I'm just going to keep on using these three until I get to the end, so I don't have to waste a res potion and find out that they're just going to get killed again. Because like I said, you could get rooms like this where you get three or sometimes even four fast ones. If all three of those guys would have went towards Brahm, that might have been problematic, just like it was with Zom. So that's probably the number one thing you have to watch out for. So um, definitely some strong team members to bring into this dungeon would be Masuda Kira and Black Diamond. They're both going to be very valuable allies. Shade would probably also be a good one to bring along now because he's a pretty hard hitter in my opinion, and he's tough to kill. And then if you put a possession on one of those guys too, it's just an extra layer of protection that you have. So not sure if you've been noticing, but those assassins, they also they debuff when they crit. So anytime I get these bonuses from Hansuke, if they crit on me, it's going to remove that, which it's not a huge issue because the attack that's actually dished out, the buff isn't removed on that particular attack. So the guys that are hitting harder aren't actually getting that bonus when they use that special attack and get the crit. The knights do double damage to the dark heroes, but they don't hit hard enough for that to really matter anyways. So usually I save those guys for last just because they're the least threatening. Okay, so we're on our boss fight. The boss fight is the legendary Saizo. He's one of those guys that likes to dodge a lot. He has a couple of important buffs to look at. Thunder speed, so he's got 2 actions per turn. That's always devastating if you get stuck behind it. And then the swift foot is what I was talking about. So anything that's not a critical attack, he's going to dodge, which basically means you have to have a high crit chance to hit him. So if you have kind of weak players and they don't crit much, he's going to dodge and dodge and dodge and dodge. Now, nice thing about Marked for Death is that it's not really a true attack, so it's not going to hit him per se. So as long as he doesn't resist it, you get that extra little bonus to start with. So it's always good to have that on him. If you're not using an undead team, it's a good idea to use a friend York instead. I'm choosing a friend Kira here because of the knights along the side. They're going to be undead, so I'm expecting Kira to kill them, so I don't have to worry about them doing some sort of a taunt or something that's going to make this fight go worse than what it needs to be. So now it's just a matter of waiting to get a critical on him, which Hansuke just did here with his epic. Epic is not necessarily critical, but in this case it actually was. So it was by no means a flawless run. I obviously died once, and you're going to have those runs every now and then. Not really much you can do about it when you have that many fast heroes. So stick around. We'll be running the champion mode next. Let me know if you have any questions or comments or suggested teams. Thanks.